Hare Krishna. So here's a very famous question that goes around a lot, especially in India. There is a notion that ISKCON is a foreign entity. ISKCON has been channeling all Indian funds from Indians to overseas, supporting its projects overseas like that. So, although Indians say this, anyone who has traveled around the world and seen foreign places, foreign countries, and ISKCON in foreign lands, so would understand that ISKCON in India is thriving, and ISKCON in overseas, the people are less. But that does not mean that Indian funds are funding the ISKCON overseas. Actually, because the money, the currency that is there overseas is much higher. Yeah? And actually, it's the other way around. A lot of foreign currency comes into India. Practically every Indian temple is registered with the FCRA, right, the foreign currency body in India, and a lot of funds come in from outside of India to support Indian projects. So we see the history also of ISKCON in 1969. In 1969, when Srila Prabhupada reached to America, and in 1966, and in 1967, he wrote to Shri, at the time, Sir Padampat Singhania of Kanpur, was one of very big industrials, a big family industrials. He wrote to him saying that, my dear sir, please, I'm already in New York now, and there's a need to build a Radha Krishna temple here. Will you fund it? So Padampat Singhania, uh, he wrote back that yes, I'm very interested. I will do all that is needed. Just please arrange clearance of funds to go out of India. Srila Prabhupada wrote to the Delhi government at the time and told them that there is a great need. There is also a sponsor. Please sanction the amount. Let the funds come out of India and be built, and we can build a Radha Krishna temple in Manhattan, in New York. There was no reply from the Indian government for many months, and finally they replied saying that, better you try to find local funds. And that's it. Srila Prabhupada understood. Help from Indian government outside is going to be a little tough. So then our history of our ISKCON movement is that book distribution started, and the distribution of magazines, Back to Godhead magazines, and Srila Prabhupada's books from the BBT, that funded a lot of programs and projects. Devotees would go on the street every day, 8 hours, 9 hours, selling books and magazines. And this is what actually funded a lot of the projects in the initial days. And amazingly, Srila Prabhupada, when he came back to India in 1971, he desired to open up temple projects in three big places: Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Mumbai. So in all these places, Srila Prabhupada started to buy land, and all his foreign disciples were brought in by large numbers, and they were the ones working the construction, making the temples. So where did all the money come from? Well, all the temples' money came from other temples who were selling books. Like in New York, the entire Juhu, Mumbai land was purchased from the savings of the New York ISKCON temple. So devotees would be selling books to Americans, and selling Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gitas and all the small books, selling Back to Godhead magazines. And with the exchange of this spiritual literature, they would collect funds thinking that they were going to use it for their ISKCON New York. But when Srila Prabhupada asked that I'm in need of money to buy these important projects in India, please send money immediately. So from the New York headquarters and the LA headquarters, they started selling money, started sending a lot of money to Prabhupada. And with that, Prabhupada built the beautiful marble temple in Mumbai, big land in Mayapur as well as in Vrindavan. And till today, a lot of funds are being solicited from people who are living in the States, in Europe, and even especially now in the Middle East. Right, currency is very good. So Indians are everywhere now around the world working and all that, and therefore they are sending a lot of money back to India through donations, in the form of donations to ISKCON. And therefore now a lot of the projects are being ISKCON are being brought up using foreign currency. The biggest example is the huge project that is coming up in Mayapur, the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, TOVP, where the main fundraiser is the great grandson of Henry Ford, of the Ford Industries, Motorcar Industries, Alfred Ford, Ambarish Prabhu. Right? So Alfred Ford, he is the one who is pushing forward a lot of funding. He himself is giving a lot of funding, and like that, the whole ISKCON is flourishing. So since 1966, 67, 68, Srila Prabhupada's time, we realized that hoping that, some rich person somewhere will give some money, something is not possible. We have to make the money ourselves, distribute books, and if funds have to come, there are many rich countries outside of India, and most of the projects are actually funded like that. Nowadays, things are a little better. There are some rich people within India also who fund Indian projects, but hardly you will find. Oh, I think it is impossible to even say that Indian currency to go out, because anyone knows currency exchange. The Indian rupee will not fetch much in any part of the world, so it requires a lot of effort and not very interesting. But whereas if you just take 100 American dollars, right, you can easily get around 10,000 rupees or whatever the currency exchange is currently, and that can do so much in India. So the other way is always better, from outside coming into India. This is the reality. This is what happenings. This is what's happening. ISKCON does not send Indian money to overseas. In fact, the other way is true. A lot of overseas funds come and flourish the projects in India. Hare Krishna.